We know that Subaru as a character beats women, however it seems that Regulus has also joined the cast of beating women. Look at the way he absolutely manhandles Emilia by grabbing her by the chin. However, the complete violation came when Regulus threatened to kill the other wife, when she didn't even do anything. So we can tell that Regulus is actually a top tier wife beater and probably outranks Subaru. Now, with jokes aside, let's talk about the episode. As we know, this is the final ReZero episode, so if you want to stay up with the web novel and fun facts, then feel free to subscribe and like the video so I can continue to make top tier ReZero content, because once the anime ends, all of the people that jumped on the ReZero hype train are gonna pretty much leave. I'm the only one that makes ReZero videos for years. If you don't believe me, check my account. Go back like 7 years, you'll see that I was still making ReZero videos. So most people are just here for the hype, they don't actually care about ReZero. One of Reinhard's feats, which show that he's really strong, is the fact that he just kicks a door off its hinge and it absolutely splatters Regulus to the floor. Of course, if that was a normal person, they would have been dead. If that was Subaru, he would be dead. But it just goes to show, like, even a random kick just absolutely demolishes most people. Not only that, Reinhard has the ability to just get random divine protections if he thinks about it. So he was able to just think about it and then get a divine protection, which allows him to see what divine protections people have in order to see what Liliana has. And if he wanted to, he could actually just wish for that divine protection and get the divine protection of telepathy as well. So that's how broken Reinhard is. It reminds me of when on Twitter I made a post talking about how Reinhard could slam Goku, and this got a lot of traction. And what's really interesting about the responses is people that talk about Goku don't actually know Goku's powers, and people that talk about Reinhard usually don't talk about Reinhard's powers or know his powers. Like, if you were to take it to the extreme, because there are some busted divine protections out there where just landing one sort of little scratch would essentially make Goku lose. On the subject of Dragon Ball, I want to talk about the Yamcha of ReZero. We know Yamcha is a character that just gets L after L, and in ReZero, this character is of course Crusch. It doesn't matter what happens, like, Crusch cannot catch a break. She just gets dunked on by anyone. Lust, Gluttony, Regulus, like, all of them has slammed her up. Like, they just absolutely decimated her. Not only that, in If Fruits, Crusch gets absolutely annihilated by the White Whale if Subaru is not present, which means she's also getting destroyed by Sloth as well. So, like, everyone's just gangbanging Crusch, and she's getting absolutely destroyed. Okay, so she's an absolute loser in ReZero. In addition to Crusch, you have Felix, whose main forte is healing, but like, whenever Crusch gets absolutely dogpiled, like, he can't do anything. Like, he can't heal her, he can't out-heal authorities, so he's also, by extension, useless. So again, Felix and Crusch are the Yamchas of ReZero, and that's a fact. Some people like Crusch, but she's a loser. By the way, during the episode, Tappei actually said that he likes Crusch and that she sort of displays this sort of heroine power, which is really funny because he likes Crusch and she literally gets dunked on 24/7. Like, I know this is going to be a hot take and people are going to be like, oh, Crusch is the best. But yeah, okay, she's attractive, but she loses everything. Like, what's one win that Crusch has done? Like, nothing, okay? The furthest back you'll have to go is like the EX novels, and even then, it's just like, she hasn't really done much as a character. Now, one of the most interesting loose ends was the Tome of Wisdom, and we see that Otto independently gathered up all the scraps of burned Tome of Wisdom, and he's trying to restore them to see Roswaal's plans, because he doesn't trust Roswaal. However, I don't trust Otto, and if you've watched my content, you will understand why. And again, Tappei goes into this. He says, 3 people that can act safely independently: Reinhard, Otto, and Roswaal. What? Roswaal is really strong, right? Reinhard is really strong. He's the strongest character in anime. But Otto? He's got, like, no powers. He's got nothing. Like, what? Like, how is that possible? How can Otto be more safe and independent than someone like Subaru, for example, or Aldebaran, or Priscilla? It makes no sense. Now, I do feel like most people will miss Priscilla's characterization in this arc. You can see that Priscilla asks if Subaru was the person that spoke on the broadcaster, and then she offers to help. And this is something that you need to really understand about Priscilla's character. While she is prideful, yes she is, she actually does recognize hard work. And so if you're someone that works hard for what you believe in, she's actually more likely to help you. And that's what she's doing in this scene, because she actually sees that Subaru is a good character and has actually given him props for what he's done. So she actually does like the speech, even though it's not really inherently said. So maybe she's a bit of a tsundere, but that's something that I feel like most people will miss, and they'll still think Priscilla's kind of cold. Now, one thing we did learn was the biggest revelation, that it seems that Wilhelm's wife is still alive. Now, this information should have been revealed at the end of the White Whale fight. However, this was actually cut out of the anime for some unknown reason. So we're just getting it thrown in here, which is such a shame because it was such great foreshadowing that they just removed it entirely. Now, this of course is great because we're finally getting that content back in the anime. So something that anime failed to do was actually deduce how Wilhelm knew that it was Theresia. In that manga, we see that Wilhelm knew it was her because his wound reopened. And that's because Theresia has a very unique divine protection called the divine protection of the death god, which means that any wound that she inflicts on you will never heal. And if you come into close proximity to that individual, your wound will reopen. So it's never really going to fully heal. So that's how Wilhelm knew that she was alive, because she was the only one that possessed that divine protection. Of course, all of this information was just thrown out of the window. Now, still, the anime hasn't really covered some important plot threads. So, for example, Wilhelm mentions that these people, Theresia and Kurgan, were resurrected from the dead, and he talks about the demi-human war. However, this storyline is actually adapted into an EX novel, so you can actually read about when Wilhelm was younger, and he actually fought against this sorcerer, this person that could resurrect the dead. However, if you're just an anime-only watcher, you're not going to understand the reference, nor are you going to know who Kurgan is, because Wilhelm actually fought Kurgan when he was younger, and he won. So this is something that I guess anime-onlys won't ever experience, and this is the reason why ReZero is such a beautiful medium, because you do need to sort of read all the side stories and EX novels to truly grasp everyone's character, because there's a lot of plot threads that interlink. Either way, this episode was amazing. I actually liked it. I have seen people sort of call ReZero kind of filler. I might make a video talking about these sort of articles and comments calling ReZero filler, but I'm actually really enjoying it. I think they're doing it justice. They're including cut out material, although they could be doing a tiny bit more. Again, like I said at the start of the video, if you actually want to keep up with ReZero content, the web novel, fun videos I'm about to make, then please do subscribe, because I'm the only ReZero content creator out there.